For personalized astrology reports and interesting vlogs, make sure you click on my original and correct website, and that's www.vedicoraclebykaudambari.com.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video, we'll be talking about the ascendant, that is the Lagna of the Navamsha division. I know that most of you were eagerly waiting for the next Navamsha video. So yes, what are you waiting for? Let's dive in. The format for today's video is quite similar to my previous videos. First, we'll have a good introduction part. It is the backbone of this session. And after that, we'll talk about all the 12 signs individually. What happens when a particular sign is ruling over the Lagna of the Navamsha. Okay. So it would be great if you go through the introduction session because it will help you to understand your horoscope in a better way. Also, I have an announcement to make, so I'll do that in the introduction part. And if you don't care for the intro thing, you can directly hop on to your sign by using the timestamps given below. So the question is, what is Navamsha? Well, Navamsha is the ninth division of a Rashi. If one sign equals to 30 degrees, you divide it by 9, you will get 3 degrees 20 minutes. And this 3 degrees 20 minutes sounds quite familiar because it equals to the one pada of nakshatra, that is the 1/4 of each nakshatra. It's quite clear that whenever you are looking into Navamsha, you're looking into the greatest depth of your horoscope. Rashi and Navamsha, both of them should be analyzed together. They are the two faces of the same coin. Rashi chart is more about what you are born with, whereas Navamsha holds the secret to your transformation, how you will walk on the path of this life, what kind of results your code of conduct, your dharma, will bring to you. See, ninth house is placed 11 places away from the 11th house. 11th house is what? It is your desires. So Navamsha will reveal what kind of results your desires will bring to you. Okay. So we have discussed earlier about the placement of sun and moon in Navamsha. Moon was all about understanding your emotional stability and also how you will emotionally connect with your partner. Sun represented the transformation of your soul and how you will connect with your soulmate, right? But what about the Lagna of Navamsha? One of the greatest astronomer and astrologer, says Varahamihiracharya, mentioned that the way you analyze your Lagna, Sun and Moon in the Rashi chart, in the same way you have to analyze your Lagna, Sun and Moon in the Navamsha. It will help you to understand about a person's nature, the quality of life and success. Both the charts need to be analyzed. You cannot ignore the Navamsha. So sage Varahamihiracharya was very clear that if you want to know about the quality of your life pattern and rate of success, do look into the Lagna of the Navamsha. See, D9 is not just the spouse, it's also you. The first house of Navamsha is your expectations from the marriage, your perspective towards the bond of your marriage. Whereas just opposite to the first house, that is the seventh house of Navamsha, will represent what are the expectations of your spouse, the nature of your spouse. Okay, So we'll talk about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in our next video. But today, let's focus on the Lagna first. Now, before we proceed further and analyze each and every sign in detail, I really want to mention few important points. Please consider these points before you judge your Navamsha. Number one, you have to see which sign rules over the Navamsha. When I say that your Lagna falls in Aries Navamsha, it means that the sign of Aries is rising in the first house of your D9. Number two, which planet rules over the first house of your Navamsha? Okay. So suppose you have a Gemini Lagna. So this means that Mercury rules the first house of your Navamsha. Number three, where does the first house lord is placed in your D9 chart? Suppose you are a Cancer Lagna, so Moon rules the first house. Now you have to see in which house Moon is placed. Number four, what is the status of the first lord? Is it afflicted? Is it debilitated or exalted? Is it in conjunction with the malefics or the benefics? You have to see the status of the planet which rules over your first house. Number five, are there any other planets in the first house, or the first house is aspected by other planets? Number six, are you born with the Vargottama Lagna? Whenever your Lagna of the Rashi and the Navamsha are ruled by the same sign, it is considered to be the Vargottama Lagna and it is highly auspicious. Lastly, does your Lagna falls in the Pushkara Pada? Again, it will give very auspicious and prosperous results. Let's have a look at few horoscopes which will help you to understand how to use the Navamsha Lagna to know more about your life pattern. Please take a note that we are not going for a full-fledged horoscope analysis. Over here, we'll just focus on the Lagna of the D9 chart, what all planets are associated with this house, and how the Lagna is going to impact the life of a native. First of all, we look into the Navamsha division of actor Amitabh Bachchan, who's also known as the star of the millennium. In Amitabh's Navamsha, Saturn rules the first house, which means that the Lagna falls in the Capricorn Navamsha. Even in the Rashi chart, Saturn was ruling the first house. So it's the sign of Aquarius, which is rising in the ascendant of the Rashi chart. In Navamsha, Capricorn rising in the ascendant has made him a highly ambitious and career-oriented individual. If you look at his movies, in the majority of them, he had played a role of a struggling common man, and these movies used to be a huge hit. It was at the age of 30, around in the year of 1973, he finally got that much deserved success. So over here, both the Rashi and the Navamsha have Saturn ruling over the first house. So it automatically delays the success by the age of 30. The Lord of Capricorn, Saturn, is in 6th house with Rahu, indicating a lot of struggle, obstacles, and delays in getting the success. This 6th house is also the house of enemies and financial debt, and he suffered because of these issues. From the 6th house, retrograde Saturn aspects the Atma Karaka Sun in the 8th house. See, Saturn is retrograde, so it is 3 times more powerful than a direct Saturn. So it was his Saturn's Mahadasha and Sun's Antardasha. On 27th July 1982, he met with a fatal accident. It was indeed a death-like experience. As a 6th house is a Upchai house, so Saturn Rahu being malefics over there have given him tremendous success not only in career but also in wealth. 7th Lord Moon is in the 1st house, indicating he was indeed born to be a public figure, and also it just strengthens the bond of marriage. Moon in Capricorn is making him quite reserved in nature. Planets from the 7th house are also aspecting the Lagna. In 7th house, there is Jupiter and Mars in the Cancer Navamsha. Jupiter is considered to be exalted and Mars is considered to be debilitated over here. So they do create a niche bhang, and it is a reason why on the one hand he suffered from tremendous hardships and struggles in the initial years of life, but on the other hand these same planets have given him massive popularity and success. Plus, the condition of the 7th house has provided a challenging and uncertain love life. He got married at the age of 31, so Saturn was like, okay, you have to wait till the age of 30 to get the much deserved success. This is the Navamsha division of an Indian mystic and saint Ramakrishna Paramahansa. At a very young age, he used to experience trance like episodes where he used to completely lose his outward consciousness. Not just trance episodes, but also he have seen many deities in his visions and dreams. In Navamsha, first lord is Jupiter, and Jupiter is in third house of communication. It's along with the divine messenger Mercury. So this enhances his power to connect with the divine. Jupiter is already adding a high spiritual quotient in his life. Plus, the ninth lord Sun is in the first house of Navamsha, which is not only increasing the spiritual quotient but also enhancing the clairvoyance, or you can say the intuitive ability. Having the Navamsha Lagna in the sign of Sagittarius, that is the ninth sign, plus the ninth lord Sun is in the first house, he was indeed a spiritual teacher. He have showed people the path of religion and spirituality. Also, these placements pushed him to find a deeper meaning of life. He lived his life as a priest in a Kali temple. Sun in the first house also confirms he was very close to his father. In the Rashi chart, again the sign of Saturn rules the first house. He was an Aquarius ascendant, and Saturn is in ninth house. It's exalted, which confirms an intense spiritual journey. So both the Lagna of the Rashi and the Navamsha confirms he was born to follow a spiritual path. The first lord Jupiter is aspected by the 12th lord Mars from the 8th house, and Mars is along with Ketu. This association of Navamsha Lagna with 8th house indicates he did extensive work in the field of Tantra sadhana. Also, it explains why he had such spiritual visions. Now look at the third house of Navamsha. There are 3 retrograde planets in Aquarius Navamsha. The first lord Jupiter is along with 7th lord Mercury, which is an excellent placement for marriage. But they are along with planet Saturn, who rules the third house, which means that the marriage will require a lot of struggle and efforts. So marriage did happen in his lifetime, but he never lived the life of an householder, because Jupiter is giving intense spirituality. He preferred spirituality over everything. There are many other yogas, there are many other placements in the Rashi chart also, which made him a saint. Saturn ruling over the second and the third house is along with Jupiter, which has created many troubles and obstacles in his spiritual journey. So yes, you can see that how the Lagna of the Navamsha is influencing a person's life. Hey everyone, I wanted to introduce you with my new venture, Tirumala School of Vedic Astrology. Over here, you will not only learn the basic concepts of Jyotish, but yes, we'll sit together and further explore and research in the field of astrology. So definitely, this place is going to be super interesting. I will keep you updated about the classes in the future videos. So yeah, stay updated to my channel. And also, I have a new channel on this name, Tirumala School of Vedic Astrology, and you can subscribe to the channel because I'll be posting some interesting videos there. So yes, stay updated.
With Aries rising in the first house of Navamsha, you are certainly born with abundant of energy and a fire to rise higher in life. As you will grow older, life will throw such experiences which are going to unlock the warrior within you. There is a burning desire to explore and learn about different things as if there is no tomorrow. You certainly have a newborn, baby like attitude who is quite curious about everything. This quality of yours will keep you ahead from others as you lack fear. But this same baby like innocence will also give adverse effects when it comes to the matters of love and marriage. You tend to easily trust others. Surely you cannot expect everyone to be as true, spontaneous, and pure minded just like you. Therefore, easily trusting others could pay a hefty price. Broken trust in the matters of love and relationship can bring a fear of rejection. Born with Aries rising in the ascendant of Navamsha, you are fearless. Nothing scares you. But beyond that strength certainly lies a fear of rejection which might be expressed as suspicious or harsh nature. The best part of this placement is the art of self survival. No one can beat you in this. Different experiences of life will further enhance your ability to survive even in the most tough situations, and this makes you perfect for a role of a leader. No matter whatsoever field you pursue in this life, you will be the leader to other people. And if Mars is in the first house of Navamsha, or somehow it aspects the first house, then this leadership role will be more grand and important. You will be a famous individual. Throughout this life journey, you will encounter intense competition, not just at the career level, but even in the personal life. People around you will always try to show that they are better than you. There's one thing for sure, that you will attain amazing success, but you won't be ever satisfied. You will be always like, oh, there is so much to be achieved. I am not even near to what I have desired. So, living a dull, plain, and a boring life is not your cup of tea, as you desire something new and fresh every day. And this quality of yours will make you an innovator, but on the other side, it will keep you unsatisfied. Your impulsive nature can be a two-edged weapon. The good thing is that it keeps you ahead from the rest of the world, but on the other hand, the bad thing is it invites dangers and not so pleasant situations. Throughout this life, you may encounter sudden ups and downs, accidents, or injuries because Mars also rules over the 8th house. So, learning patience and thinking of the consequences before taking any action is the part of the present life's purpose. You require someone who can walk and act at the same speed of yours, and when it doesn't happen, it leaves you in a shock. For you, being loved is as essential as living. Being alone is the most difficult and threatening thing. You require constant reassurance and gestures of love, and that's why, just opposite to the first house, the sign of Libra rules the 7th house of Navamsha, indicating partner will bring much harmony and balance through love. That impulsive nature of yours can only be balanced through love. We'll further talk about this 1st and 7th house axis in our next video. With every year of life passing by, your quest to achieve freedom and work independently will intensify. Freedom is everything for you. Others taking control over your life is literally like death. Even if you are not much bold and confident right now, Eventually, you will see that within you resides a knight in shining armor who can beat all the odds and create a life of his or her own dreams. All you have to do is to just think before you act. With Taurus rising in the ascendant of Navamsha, you are born with a combination of grace and strength. Your life pattern will revolve around family and finances. Financial security is a must because it gives a sense of happiness and prosperity. The best quality of yours which will give an amazing success in future is your endurance. Nothing can move you away from the desired path. Along with the first house, Venus rules the sixth house of Navamsha. So, certainly, it indicates that in this lifetime, you may come across some challenges or obstacles in the matters of love. You are indeed a highly lovable personality. You seek love in life, but you have to be very cautious in your relationships. You seek stability and a strong foundation when it comes to marriage. So, yes, you will proceed cautiously towards the decision of marriage, and this long wait could not be well accepted by your love interest because your seventh house is ruled by Scorpio. So, most likely, you will encounter an impulsive partner. Overall, the married life is prosperous. It is the placement of Venus which will decide the final outcome. The most important theme of your life will be security. You will constantly chase the material success. The more money in your bank account, the more secure you feel. There's love for all the luxurious things and good food. Family life will always demand much attention. Your loyalty, love, and dedication towards family will be outstanding. You have a unique ability to bear great pressure and mental burden silently without even complaining. And this thing can really break you at some point of time, or the other people may take you for granted. When it comes to your work, you will perform brilliantly. You are more inclined towards such professions which are related to finance, treasuries, beauty, art, or food. If planet Venus is in the first house or the first house is aspected by Venus, it promises outstanding success. You will enjoy all the comforts, luxuries, and fame. When it comes to the matters of love and marriage, you are a highly sensitive and romantic individual, and you expect the same endurance, dedication, and patience from your partner. But just opposite to the first house, the seventh house is ruled by Scorpio, which is mysterious, intense, and powerful. It gives a partner who easily drifts away from the reality. This person may not have the same patience like you, so you have to teach patience to your partner. We'll talk about this first and seventh axis of Navamsha in the upcoming video. Life will constantly offer such situations which will challenge your security. And through these insecurities, you will discover a more strong and efficient side of your personality. Beauty is everything, whether it's your home environment or workplace. Everything should have an aesthetic and visual appeal. The ruler of Taurus, that is Venus, is itself the Karaka of marriage, so its placement will reveal about the highlighted issue of marriage. If Venus goes in the 11th house, you might have a lot of expectations from marriage. If Venus goes into the 12th house, it indicates you will marry someone who belongs to the foreign lands, to a different culture. So, the placement of Venus in Navamsha will finally decide your life pattern and the quality of your married life. If you are born with Gemini rising in the ascendant of Navamsha, then you are a very curious individual. It will be a challenge to accomplish your task on time because your area of interest will keep on changing. There's one thing for sure, that you have a very sharp intellect. Your mind will always seek knowledge. You have a quest to learn different things at the same time. This duality of Gemini may bring illusion in your life. You may think that your path is not clear. You don't know what you want from life. Whether it's the matter of profession or love, you may experience indecisiveness. Though definitely you require love in life, but you hate being restricted. Through marriage, you seek humor, joy, and fun. You want a partner who's more like a friend, and the reason why Gemini rising in ascendant creates instability in relationships is the need of freedom and space. Having a partner who restricts you from following your own intellect and intuition is equal to be in a jail. Therefore, freedom of expression and choosing your own path is very important. This very curious nature may be perceived as unreliable and deceptive by the world, but the very same duality and curiosity is the secret to your future success. You are a highly versatile individual who can master many fields at the same time. But yes, this process takes time. In the initial years of life, you may feel like, oh no, how stupid I am. I can't even do one thing properly. Mercury is a planet which lets you wander and explore different arenas of life. It takes time to get familiar to so many things. Initially, you may wander a lot and may feel purposeless, but one day for sure you will find that harmony. You have a purpose to bring the two sides of your nature to one point, and the day you do this, you will be the most successful individual. You literally have two minds, which is a great gift to achieve massive success, but avoid taking any quick decision. Bring these two minds to the same point. Remember that the term Jack of all trades is what defines you. Depending where Mercury is placed in Navamsha, affairs of that house may push you to overthink. If Mercury is in the sixth house, you may be always concerned about the competition in your life. If Mercury is in 10th house, you may worry a lot about your profession, your actions. You can excellently perform in the field of communication, technology, media, trade, writing, reading, and even singing. You're not born to live a boring, stagnant, and restricted life. Therefore, you may travel a lot in this lifetime. That's why you have the sign of Sagittarius ruling over the 7th house of Navamsha. It promises a partner who could be the part of your wanderlust and adventurous life. You have to learn that love is not about restriction but a beautiful feeling which can harmonize the two sides of your personality. See, Jupiter rules over your 7th house, indicating your partner who will be like a true guide, a teacher to you. We'll talk about this first 7th axis of Navamsha in our next video in a more elaborate way. Others might think that you are crazy because you dream of achieving such things which are impossible. But the truth is, anything is possible when you are born with the magic of Gemini in the ascendant of Navamsha. Your knowledge is your superpower. With Cancer rising in the Lagna of Navamsha, one of the most important themes of life is to attain emotional stability. Whether it's work or relationships, you seek emotional fulfillment. All you want to do is to choose happiness. It's literally impossible to live in a place where there is no enrichment, security, and happiness. It is the placement of Moon in Navamsha which will decide how easily you can control your emotions. The major purpose in this life is to not let your emotions control you. For you, loving others is a beautiful feeling. It is something which comes naturally to you. Deep within, there is a mother-like attitude which will always push you to nourish and care for others, even if other people are not caring for you, but you will always have this nourishing and caring personality. This caregiving quality will guide you to pursue a profession related to healing, and even if you are not a healer, you will work for others as this gives immense happiness. When it comes to love relationships and marriage, you will be chasing security. You need a constant assurance that you are being loved. As you are a sensitive individual, just opposite to your first house, that is the seventh house of Navamsha, is ruled by Capricorn, indicating you will mostly encounter such partners who are not much emotional. For you, marriage means devotion, being together in a secured place, but the partner may ask for freedom. So, through marriage, you will learn about how to stabilize your emotions and be more of a self sufficient individual. We'll talk elaborately about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in our next video. Just like moon waxes and wanes, your positive nature and energy will also go through phases. At some point of time, you may feel that you are not meant to work in a cubicle for straight 10 hours. It will be completely a normal thought process. You should not be anxious about this thing. You should understand that throughout this life, you will work according to your own pace. You cannot compete with others. It's just okay. Trust me, your moods are connected to the phases of moon. It won't be a surprise if you feel energetic and happy on a full moon and completely drained on a new moon. The placement of moon in Navamsha will indicate what aspect of your life will demand more attention and focus. Cancer rising in the ascendant of Navamsha indicates that in this lifetime you will dream a lot. There is so much to accomplish. You seek luxury, wealth, love, and a homely environment to sustain. One of the best quality you have is the creative imagination. It is something which will take you to the great heights of success. Children will be the most important aspect of your life. Your role as a parent will be challenging. You will show deep interest in the field of science, agriculture, herbs, yoga, nutrition, gardening, and anything which is related to food. Nature will help you to feel more energized and happy. A very important lesson to be learned with moon ruling over the first house of Navamsha is never go in a shell. Throughout this life, you will have a tendency to withdraw and isolate yourself from others in adverse situations. Going in a shell may give a secure environment for a while, but it will push you off track from the race of life and there will be more to lose. Overall, I want to say that moon ruling over the first house of Navamsha is a brilliant placement because it gives you the power of mind. You have the capacity to design your life the way you want to. And if moon is ruled in the first house or somehow it aspects the first house, it will be so much auspicious. Your life will be full of luxuries, happiness, and emotional fulfillment. With Leo rising in the Lagna of Navamsha, the biggest lesson to be learned is the art of giving. Just like sun without any expectations shine for the world, in the same way you have a purpose to live for others. You are indeed blessed with a strong sense of personal identity. The placement of sun in Navamsha will indicate how confident you are, but still, even if your sun is afflicted, one day you will realize that you have a strong and dignified soul. You can penetrate through the biggest lies and fake characters. In this lifetime, you will work hard to understand who you truly are. There is a unique ability which might help you to understand and take advantage of certain situations. Extracting opportunities from the problems is like a superpower. When it comes to the matters of love, relationships, and marriage, you might expect total surrender from your partner, but remember what I said earlier, you have to learn the art of giving. The bond of marriage will teach you to be humble and humanitarian. After marriage, you will show more acceptance towards the reality of life. And why not? After all, it's the sign of Saturn which rules the seventh house of Navamsha. The sign of Aquarius ruling over the seventh house of Navamsha means a partner who believes in giving. It is the ultimate source of happiness for them. and your partner may expect the same behavior. On the other hand, your partner may depend upon you for confidence, joy, and companionship. We'll further talk about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in our next video. But there is one thing for sure, that relationships will test your patience and tolerance. No matter how much you may achieve in this life, but deep within you seek constant admiration. You are not born to live in a closed space. This would block your growth and prosperity. There will be always a desire to work independently. You will encounter a major shift, a major change after coming out of your parental protection and guidance. It would be like a new start, and this is where you will start with a journey of your self-exploration. Children will be an important aspect of life. Not only they will help you to learn about giving, but children will bring a sense of purpose, joy, and celebration. For you, receiving respect is very important. You need admiration for whatever you do. It makes you feel worthy and valid. But because of this, you may come across such people who will do all kinds of things, all kinds of flattery things in order to take advantage of your helpful nature. Blind faith in friends and even the relatives can prove to be quite harmful. Behind that regal and strong personality of yours lies a very sensitive individual who needs right people in the life. You have to really understand who is good for you and who is bad for you. The best part of having Leo rising in the Navamsha is that no one can block your path. You are the sun. Even if sun is afflicted, your path can be challenging, but still you will end up achieving the desired victory, because one day you will definitely shine. No matter whatsoever field you pursue, you will end up with a very authoritative role. In this journey of life, you may constantly stay unsatisfied from your achievements, as there will be always a desire to achieve more. This very quality of yours will always keep you ahead of other people. If Sun is in the first house or it aspects the first house, you will be a highly authoritative, successful, and a well-reputed personality. The whole world will praise you for your work. With Virgo ruling over the Lagna of Navamsha, achieving fulfillment becomes a major purpose of this lifetime. And achieving that fulfillment is a difficult task when life offers you quick changes. As Mercury rules over the first house of Navamsha, things around you will keep on changing. Even you are a personality who likes changes and newness in everything. But when it comes to the achievement of goals, sudden changes, quick changes given by Mercury may hamper your growth. The placement of Mercury in Navamsha will decide which aspect of your life will require more responsibility and actions. Having Lagna in the Virgo Navamsha is a bit difficult because you are born with a strong sense of responsibility. This thing will always push you to work in the service of others. You can be extremely harsh on yourself. There will be always a desire to achieve more success, make more money, and because of this, you will constantly work hard. Here, Mercury gives a desire to know everything, which certainly makes you a highly efficient and knowledgeable individual. And the same thing you will expect from your partner, which might not happen. Directly opposite to the first house of Navamsha, the seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by Pisces, indicating someone who can never be as organized and analytical like you, because you have to deal with a daydreamer, a partner who will be like an old soul, much learned and knowledgeable, but this person won't be in any hurry like you. Spouse will always avoid such situations which are too risky. So yes, when it comes to marriage, things will get a little complicated. We'll talk about this first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in the next video. In this lifetime, you may develop a workaholic attitude which will disable you to enjoy the beauty of life. The biggest lesson to be learned is to attain fulfillment and happiness from the love relationships. The desire to work and provide service will be so overwhelming that often you will forget to participate in your relationship. Just like the way you seek fulfillment from your work, fulfillment from the love is equally important. Therefore, you have to learn to embrace the flaws and the imperfections in the people around you. Then only love can be a happy place. Lagna in the Virgo Navamsha gives a constant tension or a fear as if someone will take away your resources and independence. A very important reason behind your existence is that you are born for social service. You will always have a deep desire to help others. Helping and serving others will give satisfaction and a reason to thrive. Literally, you cannot live without indulging into social work. Helping others is programmed in your mind. Your clarity of mind, honesty, and excellent logical skills are the secret to massive success. The ability to completely surrender to your goal is a unique quality of yours. And this very quality will provide excellent success. You will be outstanding in your professional field. But yes, love will always be a challenge. You tend to worry a lot. Overthinking comes naturally to you, therefore, indulging into meditation and exercises is very important. If Mercury is placed in the first house or the first house is aspected by Mercury, you will be blessed with amazing success. You will be highly intelligent, knowledgeable, and a well reputed personality. With Lagna falling in the Libra Navamsha, relationships will become a highlighted aspect of life. The true strength of relationships will be analyzed by looking at the placement of Venus in Navamsha. The major lesson over here is to understand that love relationships will never come to you in a balanced way. It is your purpose in this lifetime to create harmony and balance. When it comes to marriage, you will deal with an impulsive partner. It's your job to balance that impulse. Just opposite to your first house, the seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by Mars, that is the sign of Aries, indicating a spouse who can be highly demanding and may require instant attention. So you have a duty to balance and teach not only to your spouse, but you have to teach the world that love is a very sensual and beautiful feeling. There is no place of impulse or any kind of aggression. We'll further talk about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in detail in our next video, as over here we are focusing on the Lagna. As Venus rules over the Navamsha Lagna, you are indeed blessed with a charming personality. This attractive personality will help you to make better social contacts and reputation. The placement of Venus in Navamsha will decide how efficiently you can connect to the people and what kind of lesson your relationships will bring to you. There's one thing for sure, that in this lifetime you will seek admiration, fame, and respect from the world. Family and children will be a major theme of this lifetime. As Venus also rules the 8th house of Navamsha, life will constantly throw sudden ups and downs, especially in the matters of love and partnerships. You will require a lot of time to select the right partner. The reason why you may get so indecisive in the matters of love is the desire to wait and calmly judge the potential of your partner. Any kind of indecisive action may not prove to be good for you. You like to wait and analyze the situation. Even the same happens in the profession. You're very good in balancing and bargaining. You will perform excellently in the field of diplomacy, partnerships, and public dealing. In your life, attaining security and protection will be also an important issue. You might stay quite concerned about your future security. So acquiring material wealth will be a way to make a secure future. The biggest challenge of having Navamsha Lagna in Libra is to deal with the polarity. Many times it may happen that you have two opposite opinions on one issue, and this may affect the decision making ability. Therefore, this again indicates that you have to learn the art of balancing, especially in terms of relationships. If Venus aspects the Lagna or placed in the first house of Navamsha, you will be very famous and blessed with great materialistic benefits. Libra rising in Navamsha is providing with a deep interest in music, designing and creative activities. In this lifetime, you will chase justice. If any situation or a person is unfair to you, you will work hard to solve that issue. Any kind of inequality or indifference done by a loved one won't be tolerated. In order to live this life in a harmonious way, you will always seek a partner, because having a loving partner in the life is the only way which will provide the much desired balance and harmony. With Scorpio rising in the Lagna of Navamsha, attaining strength becomes a major purpose of this life, and this strength never comes easily. Life will constantly throw you up and down. Every failure will add so much of determination and strength. Wherever planet Mars is placed in Navamsha, the affairs of that house will be highly sensitive. Due to constant challenges, you will develop a strong, rebellious, and bold personality, so it will be difficult for others to approach you. The reason why you will choose to be a rebellious and threatening personality to others is that deep within lies a fear of survival. If you don't behave in this way, others will completely demolish your existence, or others may take advantage of your talents. When it comes to the matter of love, relationships, and marriage, trust is a major issue. You will not trust others easily. You would expect your partner to show how loyal and committed he or she is to this relationship. In this lifetime, suspicion or hiding your feelings can block you from enjoying a healthy relationships. Just opposite to the first house, there is sign of Taurus ruling over the seventh house of Navamsha, which indicates that your partner will be a grounded individual who may not like the fact that you don't openly share your views and emotions. Spouse will help you a lot in dealing with the insecurities. We'll talk about this first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in the next video. One thing is for sure, that a death-like experience or death of someone special in your life will push you to evolve and be more strong. It will push you to find a deeper meaning of life. Throughout this lifetime, you will show interest in the secret knowledge like occult, astrology, and even taboo issues. Literally, no one can stop you from achieving. If the ascendant Lord Mars is placed in the first house, or somehow it aspects the first house, you will become a leader and a well-respected personality. The biggest gift of Scorpio rising in Navamsha is your ability to deal with disasters and emergency situations. That very hidden strength and courage of Mars will help you to accomplish wonders. In the matters of love relationship, intimacy will be a very strong factor. In this lifetime, you may depend upon a strong and passionate intimacy with your partner. It will help you to deal with the insecurities. It would be difficult to easily commit to a relationship. Once you commit, no one can be as loyal as you are. The fear of uncertainty will always make you vulnerable. Therefore, this aspect of life really needs intervention. In this present journey, you have to avoid to be too harsh on yourself. Keep aside all the revengeful, negative, and suspicious thoughts, as they will block you to work efficiently, and moreover, you will end up hurting yourself. Along with Mars, also see the placement of Ketu, because Ketu co-rules the sign of Scorpio. The South Node Ketu will bless you with a penetrative insight and a great intuition, Wherever Ketu is placed in the Navamsha, that house will hold the key to your transformation and evolution. Lagna in the Sagittarius Navamsha gives a desire to search the true meaning of life and existence. You will develop a deep spiritual and philosophical nature. The purpose of this life is to attain knowledge, as it will give a feeling of positivity and confidence about the future to come. The placement of Jupiter in the Navamsha division will reveal about which area of life, which direction will provide you with a true sense of purpose and meaning. But it's very sure that wherever Jupiter is placed, that aspect of life or the experience related to that house will make you more wise and knowledgeable. You do have a love for adventure. Sticking to a monotonous and boring life is not your cup of tea. Traveling and exploring the world is certainly going to happen. By exploring the world, you will feel more optimistic and happy. Plus, not just places, you may also develop interest in exploring different religions and cultures of the world. During this journey of life, sometimes you may feel very unsure about your path, and this is the time when you will look into the spiritual world for the answers. Sooner or later, you will develop a strong spiritual quotient. When it comes to the matter of love, relationships, and marriage, just like you who search for the true meaning of life, you will look out for the true meaning of love. Until and unless you don't find a good partner, your search for finding a true love will intensify, leaving you with a feeling of loneliness. Especially in terms of marriage, you have a very clear principle that marriage should be based on the truthfulness, honesty, and righteousness. Any kind of dishonesty by the partner won't be tolerated. But just opposite to your first house, the seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by Gemini, indicating a partner who can be not much honest due to his or her own manipulative, quick-witted, and dual nature. It's you who have to teach the truthfulness to your partner, and marriage will teach you a lesson of faithfulness. No, I'm not saying that you are not a faithful person. It's that despite of challenges in marriage, you have to constantly show trust and faith in your marriage. Accept the flaws of your partner, because strong commitment comes from the faith and trust. We'll talk more about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in our next video. No matter whatsoever field you pursue in this lifetime, you will perform the role of a teacher. You have a duty to spread the awareness and bring light in the life of others. If anyhow Jupiter is placed in the first house, or the first house is aspected by Jupiter, you will be blessed with tremendous success, knowledge, and reputation. The whole world will appreciate you because of your amazing wisdom and knowledge. The loved ones, family, and the home will also be a major theme of this life. You have to constantly work for the welfare of your loved ones. People around you may sometimes call you as a skeptic individual because your mind is always hungry for knowledge. You will always ask many questions. For you, the only key to successful life is to embrace optimism and faith. The leap of faith is required to achieve great milestones. With Lagna in the Capricorn Navamsha, you have a purpose to make a big mark in this world. And the most irritating part is that it won't be easy. The Saturn's placement in Navamsha will decide which area of life will be challenging. Also, the affairs of that house will take you to your destination. In the initial years of life, despite of being talented and highly ambitious, you may feel uncomfortable while dealing with unfamiliar people and unfamiliar atmosphere. You have a desire to be heard and appreciated. It will act as a motivation. Whether it's your profession or family life, throughout this lifetime, you will have many responsibilities to fulfill. You are very good in such works which requires dedication and a strong sense of duty. When it comes to marriage and love relationships, you may take a lot of time to take the right decision. Because Capricorn rising in the Lagna of Navamsha will always push you towards career. Therefore, profession can be your first priority. Also, you will look for someone who can understand your mind, emotions, and responsibilities. Due to the constant challenges thrown by planet Saturn, with time you will become more rigid, patient, and emotionally dry. It will be difficult for you to connect emotionally with other people, and this may create problems in the family life. Just opposite to your first house, the seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by Moon, indicating a highly emotional partner who may demand constant attention, security, and sympathy. So, really, you have to create balance and harmony in terms of marriage. There is nothing wrong with chasing your goals and ambitions, but with that, you have to invest your energy and emotions towards the family life. The partner will help you a lot in terms of emotional stability. We'll further talk about the first and the seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in the next video. There is one thing for sure, that planet Saturn will give you a fear of survival. You may constantly feel that I have to do something exceptional and constructive in order to survive. This fear of survival is an instrument of Saturn which will push you to achieve massive success. If Saturn is placed in the first house of Navamsha, or somehow it aspects the first house, you will become a highly reputed leader, plus your finances will be quite strong. No matter whatsoever field you choose, your job will require organizational skills and heavy responsibilities. In order to enjoy the fruits of your hard work, you have to show patience. Nothing will manifest quickly. It's quite possible that the most of the challenges in your life may come from your home or the known people, and this will deepen the desire to find emotional security. With Saturn ruling over the first house, you have to learn happiness comes from within. You should not depend on others for this. Saturn will push you to become mature before time, and this may help you to make right priorities, which is itself a key to massive success. It's quite important to enjoy and take a break from your busy schedule. I know for you, enjoying and investing time in relaxation activities may bring guilt as if you are wasting your time, but you have to connect to your emotional side as it will enhance your potential and working efficiency. With Lagna in the Aquarius Navamsha, you are here to fulfill your goals and desires. In this life, you will chase your goals as if long time ago, like maybe in the past life, you walked through a very unfulfilled journey, and now you are here to achieve it all. Whether it's work or relationships, you want everything to be fixed and organized. Friendships will play a major role in your life, as you will come across such people who might benefit you, and also they might be the ones who may damage your reputation. A lot of care is required while selecting your network and friends. The placement of Saturn in the Navamsha will decide how you will connect to the people, what kind of network you will have, and also it will reveal what kind of path you will walk in order to achieve the desired results. When it comes to love relationships and married life, you desire for a partner who has same outlook and intelligence just like yours. A true bond of friendship with the spouse should exist. But opposite to your first house of Navamsha, The seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by the sign of Leo. So you will get a partner who is not much tolerant and well grounded. Power struggles will be there in your marriage. So the marriage partner can be contrasting to your nature. If you are a fixed, unselfish, and ground to earth personality, then the spouse can be self centered, dominant, and demanding in nature. You have to learn that despite of these indifferences, true love is all about unity. You have to work hard in solving your ego issues in the marriage. We'll talk more about this first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in the next video. Literally, in this lifetime, you will have many desires to be fulfilled. Your mind will be full of new ideas, plans, and strategies, and the world might think that whatever you are planning, your ideas are almost impossible to execute. So others might laugh and ridicule on your ideology. Initially, this thing will give a sense of unhappiness that others are not recognizing your ideas and principles. But this will also pump up your determination. You will have a desire like, okay, I have to prove myself. Eventually, it's you who will laugh on the limited intelligence and the knowledge of people. The world would be certainly surprised and shocked by your achievements. You have the ability to use the energy of planet Saturn in a more positive and constructive manner. Placement of Saturn will decide the overall quality of life and how you will perform throughout this journey. Wherever Saturn is placed in Navamsha, the affairs of that house will be very significant, and challenges related to that house will push you to achieve more. If Saturn is in the first house or the first house is aspected by Saturn, you will become a great leader, humanitarian, and a role model for the world. As Rahu is the co-ruler of Aquarius, also look for the placement of Rahu in Navamsha. Wherever Rahu is placed, that house may give challenges and a deep desire to rise higher. Rahu is the reason, despite of so much of achievements, you may not feel satisfied. No matter how much orderly you work, there will be always a desire to achieve everything in a quick manner. Despite of being a part of a large group or network, there can be a sense of detachment and loneliness because others won't be able to understand you in a deep manner. The illusion of Rahu and the limits of Saturn will make it difficult for others to penetrate into your mind. If Rahu is placed in the first house or the first house is aspected by Rahu, it will provide excellent success, great wealth, and fame as well. One of the most beautiful quality of yours is the humanitarian approach, which will provide a great sense of purpose and fulfillment. With Lagna in Pisces Navamsha, you have a purpose to stand tall in this lifetime. Believing in your dreams is very important. As Jupiter rules the first house, wherever it's placed in Navamsha, affairs related to that house will inspire you and they will guide you to rise higher in life. You are indeed an old soul who believes in the divine. Faith and spirituality will provide amazing strength. Your sensitive nature can be a blessing and a curse too. Being sensitive gives you an ability to heal others. Also, your intuitive powers will get strong with time. But the same sensitive nature will force you to run away from the problems. Just like a fish swim into the depth of ocean when there is danger around. This sensitivity can drag you into isolation and addiction. When it comes to the matters of love, relationships, and marriage, you will end up finding a partner who will be highly practical in nature. In this lifetime, you will be a daydreamer, Dreaming not only provides an escape from the reality, but it also makes you believe that nothing is impossible. Just opposite to the first house, the seventh house of Navamsha is ruled by Virgo, which suggests that partner will be more of a grounded, practical, and a problem solver kind of a person. It will be your duty to teach sensitivity and compassion to your partner. The spouse will help you to stay stabilized and strong. The only issue you may face is the lack of freedom, as you don't like to stick to a particular situation for a long time. You will always look for a personal space and freedom in marriage. We'll talk about the first and seventh axis of Navamsha in a detailed way in the next video. As you are born with Pisces rising in the Lagna of Navamsha, you may encounter duality in life. It's not the duality of a Gemini, where one gets confused or have interest in many fields at the same time. The duality of Pisces keeps you between two ways of living, because over here the two fishes are swimming in two opposite directions. Like, even if you are a grown up, there will be a desire to play and enjoy like a child. You will work towards the materialistic success, but on the same time, you want to connect with the divine. If Jupiter is placed in the first house of Navamsha, or the first house is aspected by Jupiter, you will become a highly learned, knowledgeable, and successful individual. Children will always be a major part of your life, as they will provide much joy and relief to your mind. No matter whatsoever field you pursue, your work will be related to service and welfare of the people. One of the best quality of yours which will keep you on the track is your divine optimism. There will be always a feeling of positivity, as if a miracle is waiting for you just around the corner. And even if you don't feel positive in this manner, then eventually you will develop this superpower of optimism and faith. Most important lesson which you have to learn in this life is to make firm and strong decisions. You have only two choices: a choice to swim over the surface and be successful, or dive deeper into the dark ocean and never reach to your goals. Your outstanding creativity and imagination is the key to outstanding success.
So guys, that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching, and if you want more interesting videos on astrology, you like watching such videos, then do subscribe to my channel. See you later. Goodbye.